Hi guys, Matt Thomas here at Cedar Rock Studio Guitar Gallery in Indiana, and today we've got a really lovely, legendary guitar on my lap. This is actually a Circa guitar by John Slobod, and this is a 2020 OM. Now this is as classic as you can get with pairing. This actually has a really, really high grade Adirondack Spruce top on it, which this is the good stuff. This isn't that stuff with the perfect space grain all the way through. This has those nice wide sections throughout, which in my opinion and experience, those are the ones that sound better. Those really tight grain ones, they sound too tight. This has that nice open kind of pre-war punch and sustain to it that's really characteristic of those old Martins, but of course with John's own flavor on it. Now, what better than Addy to go with? Look at this Brazilian. I am so jealous of the stock of Brazilian that John finds himself into. I don't know where he gets it, but he finds some of the best Brazilian that there is. It's got that lovely, deep, dark chocolateness with this kind of intersection here that is a little more gray, but it is just so darn straight grain. The sides they got that same kind of character with the coloration. And another thing that I really like that he's done is he stained this mahogany neck to be a little darker to go with that really dark brass. Now it has an ebony bridge and ebony fretboard, which actually the fretboard has a really thin little purfling line all the way around the edge of the face of it, which kind of helps it stand out from the front. But there's no purfling line down the side, so it's just nice and dark, and these white dots end up jumping out right at you so you can see all the way through. Now before we move in this direction, it is wide spec'd, which is really nice for an OM because it makes it more fingerstyle friendly. So it's 2 5/16 down here at the saddle. And it's a little wider here at the nut width too. It's actually 1.77 or 45 millimeter, which is grown to be one of my favorite nut widths because it's a little wider, gives you a little bit more string spacing, but it doesn't feel that much bigger, you know, especially with the way that he's carved this. There's no cheek to it, so it's really easy to wrap your thumb if that's something you like to do. I know on occasion I kind of jump for it, and this gives you that ability too. Now it is a diamond-backed volute here, but there is no V to it. It's a nice even C all the way throughout the neck, and it actually doesn't have a whole lot of taper to it. So your chord positions don't feel very much different up and down the neck with the depth of the neck. Now it's got some old school waverlies, the silver with the gold gear, but it's got the ebony buttons on them, and this is just sickening. Look at this Brazilian that he used for this head cap. Isn't that just gorgeous? And he also went ahead and did the same sort of simplistic theme of that white border all the way around the face of the headstock, just like the fretboard has. Now, as you can see, John's miters are just perfect all the way throughout. I like to call him the miter king because I don't think I've ever seen a bad miter line on him. But let's stop talking about how good it looks, because that's secondary to me. This thing sounds like a hoss. It's gigantic. It's warm. It's immediate. It's got lots of headroom with that Adirondack and Brazilian combo. And I'll note these are old strings, but it still sounds amazing. And I had kind of said to Alan earlier, this is really a true mark of how great this guitar is, that even with old strings, it sounds fantastic. So laser fast harmonics, that Adirondack really does help with achieving those, and everywhere. It's kind of crazy that you can get all these different harmonics so immediately with this instrument. And the other great thing about it is he knows how to set up a guitar. So this is actually very easy to fret. Now, it does have a little bit of give back, which is really nice. If you've got a heavier hand, it doesn't seem to kind of fart out too easy. So you can really give it a good go, and it holds up to it. Now, if you've got any other further questions about this 2020 Circa OM, message Alan at cedarrockstudio.com, and thanks for listening.